Welcome to Redbeard Radio. I'm Brian Keith, and you know how I like to bring you people who have done something 10,000 times. Our guest today, Matt McWilliams, does affiliate programs for people, and I got to see him in action when I participated in Stu McLaren's launch. And I got to see how Matt communicated with the affiliates. I got to see the results he got Stu, and I thought, man, I got to get that guy on our program to talk with us about affiliate programs. Matt, welcome to Redbeard Radio.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brian.
I'm just so excited because affiliate programs are one of those things that are around, but they're not around that much because it sort of feels like it's hard to do it and it's easy to screw it up. And I myself have screwed up for myself affiliate programs where I've started something. Oh, and I got a lot of affiliates joining. Oh, I'm a success. And then I looked at the sales afterwards and I went, oh no, but I had so many affiliates. And so I'm hoping that from listening today, dear listeners, that you'll get a better sense of how to not have your affiliate program fail and what to do instead. Mm-hmm. So let's start off, Matt. I've only seen you really working with Stu, but you've worked with a lot of companies deploying their affiliate programs. How many companies would you say you've worked with?
I've probably worked with, I know we've done 56 product launches with affiliates, for our clients. Probably worked with about 35 to 40 clients over the past, 10 years, plus our own few affiliate programs with my companies. Best estimate, we've worked with well over 300,000 affiliates over the past 16 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's worked with more affiliates than that. So we're in the right place.
It'd be hard pressed. Yeah. I mean, when we started working with Shutterfly, they had about 20,000 affiliates. When we left there, they were well over 75,000. When we started working with Adidas, they had about 5,000. When we left there, they had over 125,000. It's those are some big programs with some big brands. But even Stu and Brian Tracy and Lewis Howes and Michael Hyatt and some others, we had over 1,000 affiliates promoting them. So it works for the big brands. It works for the small entrepreneurs as well.
So when you look at all those programs and you look at what you did to help them have such massive success, and you look at what they weren't doing when you showed up, what is it that they weren't doing?
The number one thing that they weren't doing in many cases, they didn't have an affiliate program.
Uh-huh.
They just were not tapping into the power of affiliates. And, there's this myth that goes around like, well, I don't need an affiliate program, right? Mm-hmm. I just don't need an affiliate program. And I always think that there's a guy, I always call him Joe because you've heard of him, Brian. I can promise you know this guy. He's in the financial world. He was like, I don't need an affiliate program. I can run my whole business on Facebook ads. And the guy was doing like $500,000 a month. $500,000 a week on Facebook ads alone, in revenue. And the irony is this guy was like, he built his business empire by telling people to diversify their incomes through investing and real estate and all that. Uh-huh. And yet he was putting all of his marketing eggs into the Facebook basket. And so I remember he had a CMO that was a really smart dude, tried to talk him into starting an affiliate program. This guy would not listen. 4 months later, after we talked, Facebook shut their account down for a week. When they got it back up and running, after basically their whole week of no revenue, their CPC, their cost per click rates went through the roof. Their ad costs nearly doubled. They went from basically a 90% profit margin down to almost nothing. And, it was just, it ruined their business. And so, of course, their next call was to me. And as you can imagine, my rates doubled.
They didn't listen to you the first time.
Yeah. But this myth is, it's like, it tells you that you can do everything you want in your business alone. Like you don't need help from anyone. You can reach everyone on earth through Facebook and Google and LinkedIn. I know those platforms are huge. As we're sitting here talking right now, those platforms are huge. But one or more of them is going to be out of business in 10 to 15 years, statistically speaking. Mm-hmm. And you're missing out on the benefits of having an affiliate program. Just to go quickly, you make money before you spend it. That's the big one, especially if you're starting out. That's huge. If cash flow is an issue, that's huge. It's infinitely scalable. Mm-hmm. Like if you run a good Facebook ad, you ran a good Facebook ad. If you go get one really good affiliate, they might bring on 2, 3, 4 more good affiliates. And so it becomes infinitely scalable. You don't have to guess at targeting with affiliates. They do all the targeting for you. The prospects, I don't care how targeted we'll just use Facebook as an example. You could have the best targeted Facebook ads on the planet. Affiliate traffic will still be 25 to 35% warmer.
Let's take an average company that
Yeah.
has $1 million of revenue.
Mhm.
How much of their attention and how much of their marketing budget should be going towards traditional advertising like Facebook ads versus towards the energy to get an affiliate program up and running?
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not against Facebook ads. We spend a few $1,000s a month on Facebook ads.
Mhm.
It's not an either or, it's a both and. And so
Right.
here's what I can tell you. I would not say dirty little secret because there's nothing dirty about it. It's awesome. But the little secret is most successful online entrepreneurs that you look at, 80 to 95% of their sales come through affiliates.
Whoa.
That's how they're growing. It is not their Facebook ads. It is not their podcast. All of these things play a role and they certainly help. And I think that, if you're looking to grow long term, you need all of those things. You need to be running ads.
Mhm.
You need to be, doing a podcast or a YouTube channel or something like that. You need content clearly. But if you look at directly where their sales come from, these people running 5, 10, 15, $20 million launches, even the Tony Robbins and the Dean Graziosis of the world,
Mhm.
85 to 88% of their sales over the past 2 years from Mastermind came from affiliates.
That number's incredible.
These are big names. And you think about it, how big is Tony Robbins' list? I know, and I'm not at liberty to tell you.
Huge.
Okay. But it's massive. And yet, and then you add on Dean Graziosi, and yet 85, 88% of their sales come from affiliates. You look at all of our clients, 80 to 95% of their sales come from affiliates. And so to me, if something is going to account for 80 to 95% of my sales, you can do the math on what percentage of my time should be invested. Now, does that mean it takes 80 to 95% of your time? No. That's actually the beauty of it, is you don't have to beat your head against the wall like you do with Facebook ads. You don't have to do all that stuff. Like, I remember I was talking with a lady who's in our mastermind the other day, and I mean, she was like, "Yep, spent 4 hours on my Facebook page yesterday," and I'm like, "Why?" I got up in her face. That's my job as the leader of mastermind. I'm like, "Why? Stop fiddling with Facebook. You get 1 to 2% reach. If you're lucky, you might get 5 to 10% reach." And I hear somebody I spent 4 hours on my Facebook page and I got it perfect. And I'm like, that is not going to bring you in that much money. You could have spent that same amount of time developing a relationship with 2 potential affiliates who could bring you in $10,000 next week, not to mention long term. And so when you don't have an affiliate program, what really happens is you put a very low ceiling on your growth. It might be $100,000 a month. It might be $1 million a quarter. It might be, $20 million a year. I don't know, but it's a ceiling that you're not going to bust through. When you add affiliates, you take off that ceiling. And most of our clients, on average, between 4 and 25x in the first year of adding an affiliate program.
That idea of removing the ceiling is a fascinating way to think about it.
That's really what it does.
Yeah, I can see it and I can feel it. Affiliate programs have been responsible for almost all of my clients for I don't know how many years, a couple of years, where like all my biggest stuff comes from having a handful of really strong affiliate partnerships.
Yep. Well, if you think about it, just from a logical standpoint, let's just use again Facebook ads as an example. To effectively target a profitable Facebook ad, in the average niche, you were going to target between 300 and 500,000 people in the entire country. Out of, I don't know how many adults are in America, but over 250 million adult Americans roughly. And you're going to target 500,000 of them. You go, well, that's a lot of people. Yeah, well, a few affiliates could easily target millions. And the cool thing is, with an affiliate, you don't have to be perfectly targeted. Again, the targeting is kind of wrapped up in it. They'll say, well, I'll mail my whole list and I'll learn who might be interested in your offer. I will learn and refine who I reach out to, but initially I'm going to reach out to everyone. And again, to profitably target an ad, you have to be very selective. But with an affiliate, they might choose to email their entire list or a good chunk of their list, what we would call tangential offers. And a good example of that is, if you're in the productivity niche, we have a guy that works for us who's in the productivity niche, and he recently promoted a weight loss offer. And you go, okay, if I'm in the weight loss space Am I going to target people who are in the productivity, who are interested in productivity? Probably
Yeah.
not, because it's probably not going to be profitable to target those people. But the way this guy promoted it to his audience, warm traffic, he was able to kind of get the messaging right and say, here's how your weight affects your productivity, and was able to target that message. And yeah, only like a fraction of a percent of his audience ended up buying the offer, but it was a $7,000 offer.
Hmm.
And, he was making $1,500, commissions. Um, that doesn't work with ads. That doesn't work with ads. So there's ways to get those tangential offers in the affiliate space and actually grow who you're exposing yourself to in a way that you could not do profitably with ads.
I love it. So here's the two questions I bet you get all the time. One is,
Yep.
what tech should I use to make all this work? Or is it just handshakes? And the other one is, how do I find these affiliates?
Yeah. The tech side is a very loaded question, because if you're on a CRM that has the ability to track affiliates, the answer is probably what you're already using.
Uh-huh.
So if you're on Infusionsoft already and you've got all your systems through Infusionsoft is the best affiliate platform, despite the fact that it is the bane of my existence. Okay. And I'm not happy with anything. Just to be clear, there is no system out there that I endorse wholeheartedly. Every single one of them has issues. If you're on Entreport, the answer is Entreport. If you're on WordPress, the answer is there's a half a dozen WordPress plugins that I could recommend: Post Affiliate Pro, WP Affiliate, and a few others that are good. If you're on, whatever, right, it's probably that thing. The tech side is so simple. All it has to do is say, person A clicked the link.
Mm-hmm.
This is their email. They opted in through that email. If this email address, this IP, or this computer buys, give credit to Brian who sent them. As long as it does that, everything else is gravy. Okay. Now, we do recommend that there be some advanced reporting
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Like when we work with our clients, we want to know, okay, who's inactive, who hasn't promoted yet. We're 5 days into the promotion. Who hasn't promoted
Mm-hmm.
yet. I want to know those things. And so access to that type of information is important. I want to know if it's an evergreen program, who's up and who's down each month. Who were we expecting to be our top 10 affiliates, but who's actually our top 10 affiliates? And holy crap, this guy who wasn't even on our radar made $25,000 last month. Well, now I want to make sure to develop a better relationship with that person.
Uh-huh.
We want to know, things like conversion rates and opt-in rates and EPC, which is earnings per click. Like, we want to know all those things. Most systems have that. Not all. Like, there are a few out there, I won't get into names, that have limitations. You would know what they are, and there are solutions to that. But I hear so many people that they think the tech thing is the thing that's like the biggest thing. Like, you can run an affiliate program with up to like 10 affiliates and get started. I tell people all the time, like, if you've maybe cash flow is an issue for you, don't have the money to go out and spend, thousands of dollars on a new system. Here's what you do. You set up a separate tag on your email system, or a segment, or a group, or a list, or whatever it's called in your email system. And you send all the traffic for that affiliate through that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through that, where they're tagged. And when there's a sale made, because when you're starting out, it's not like that person's going to make 10,000 sales.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say they make, let's say you have a $2,000, course, for example, and they make 20 sales. You copy and paste those email addresses, go look to see if they signed up through that list. And if they did, boom, you give that affiliate $1,000 or whatever you agreed upon. Like, there are even ways to do that where it costs no money up front.
So simple.
You don't have to invest anything. And I tell people all the time, you just go get somebody who can make you 10 sales, take the money from that, and you can go buy any system out there. There's no system out there that's more than a few $1,000s.
There we go. I'm an affiliate for Greg Jenkins. And so he has monkeypodmarketing.com/redbeard. And then the affiliate links on that page are all my affiliate links for his thing.
Yeah. The tech thing, Brian, the tech thing is just an excuse. If I can just be super harsh, it is such a lame excuse. Well, I don't know the tech. Okay, then do what I just said. Like, think of a creative way to do it, and then spend the money to go get a system that's basically plug and play. Like, I don't know the tech either. It's just there. Like, how does the tracking work? I don't know. As far as I know, it's magic. As far as I know, it's freaking magic,
Well,
Brian.
because that's not your thing. Your thing is, at least on the Stew launch, how you communicated with the affiliates was your thing. That
Exactly.
the amount of information and how you coached us on, well, share this, share that, or talk about this story, and
Yep.
really developing. I feel like I learned a lot just from skimming your emails in that launch about, oh yeah, here's this dude who appears to know a lot about this, and oh look, and then seeing the results you got for it's like, oh holy cow, that Matt is not some dude
Yeah.
that
So here's what I would say:
this is a master.
if the tech thing is the issue, especially if it's a financial tech thing, too, and you don't know what the heck you're doing, then just do what I just did or said. Set up a
Mm-hmm.
list that's super easy inside of your existing email system. Run stuff through that, and then you'll make enough money. You can go hire somebody to set up the tech.
Love it. So let's talk about the other
Mhm.
question, which is where do I find the right affiliates?
Yeah, I have a free report, Brian, that's going to probably be the best answer I can
Oh,
possibly give because it
fantastic.
walks you through all of that. If you just go to mattmcwilliams.com, so my name, mattmcwilliams.com /first 100, FIRST 100. I've got a free report there that walks you through step by step. We've got 15 different places that apply to every niche. Not all 15 apply to every niche, just to be clear. But
Mm-hmm.
no matter what niche you are in, there's at least a half a dozen places in there that will apply to your niche. For some niches, it might be all 15 or 14 of them that will apply. Where you can find affiliates and get started, get your first 10, 20, 100 affiliates. There's some email templates in there for reaching out to prospective affiliates, follow up stuff and all that, and what to do, how to manage your follow up. All that stuff's inside that report, Brian. I mean, the answer on how to find affiliates is ultimately they're already out there and they're really easy to find if you know how. And it's really not that complicated. And this report will show you how.
I just downloaded your report at mattmcwilliams.com /first 100. And I think that's the thing is that we get these excuses, like you said, with the whole tech thing. We're like, oh, well, there's 5 roadblocks between me and adding this revenue source to my business. And
Yeah.
5 is too many. I don't have enough time. I'm too busy. But then is each time you just get a template like you have for go to these 15 places, it just removes one barrier at a time.
Yeah. I mean, again, just to be clear, it's the number one investment you can make in your business is these relationships because again, there's no guarantee that Facebook's going to be around in 10 or 15 years. We're one, we're one activist congressman away from Facebook potentially from ads possibly dropping 90%,
Yeah.
or even 100%. Like, I mean, I do not want to build my business on whether or not an activist congressman is going to get a wild hair up his butt and just decide to shut down an entire industry. That freaks me out. Like, do
Yeah.
not sign me up for that program. But if you think about the concept of affiliate marketing, it's been around for a million years. There were Romans that were basically doing affiliate marketing just without the technology, back in the BC, range. And
Uh-huh.
so it's going to be around 10 years from now. It's going to be around 30 years from now. It's infinitely scalable and it allows you to introduce your product to audiences you otherwise wouldn't be able to reach. Just to me, it's the spending an hour a day on those relationships and developing an affiliate program. It's by far the best investment of time you can make in your business.
Matt, thank you so much for sharing with us about affiliate marketing. Folks, mattmcwilliams.com /first and then the number 100. Matt, I see you are on Twitter at Matt McWilliams to the number 2. Where else are you posting?
If you just go to mattmcwilliams.com up in the somewhere up there, there's some links to my social media. I know everything's just mattmcwilliams.com /Twitter, mattmcwilliams.com /Facebook. Those will all redirect you to where you can find me.
Beautifully simple. Folks, if any of you are using Infusionsoft and have any questions about the affiliate module, I am a certified partner in that app. So you can find me on Twitter at RedbeardBrian and send me any affiliate questions you have. Any other affiliate tech questions you can send me, and then I'll send them to Matt, who already has an answer somewhere.
Probably.
I presume. Matt, thank you so much for being on Redbeard Radio.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brian.